I gotta get my hat straight there.
Yeah, there's no getting this straight. You have a straight nose to line up with. Mine kind of tips to one side, so I have to wear everything a little crooked.
Reseller Clickbait Podcast, episode 79, the festive episode. Well, I'm always festive. I'm Ken, SSK Promo.
Episode.
The seasonal Santa. With me always, Cory.
New information here.
Grams and Pops Vintage. I'm always festive. Oh, right before we started to record, the heat came on in my house, and out in the other room I have some piney smelling wax melt burning out there, and so the cold air return just picks all that up and just fills the air with piney goodness and freshness and festiveness, and I'm excited.
Horrible.
Oh, and right here, Merry Christmas to you.
I'm starting to think you got a problem.
Well, I got to tell you, look at this. Look at this right here. No. Oh, you can't really look at the coloring of this. It doesn't translate well. This is.
I do have an eggnog story. I bought eggnog.
Okay.
We talked about it last week, right?
Yes.
And then I found out, because I'm an amateur eggnogger. I'm just getting back into this. It's been a long time.
I'm semi-professional. Well, I guess not even semi. I haven't got paid for it at all.
I found out that you're actually supposed to mix eggnog with something. You're not supposed to drink it straight.
Well, there you go. See?
I didn't know this. So I finished a half gallon of eggnog just straight pouring the glass out of the eggnog carton. And I thought it was fine. I didn't have an issue with it. It was like drinking pudding or melted ice cream.
Yeah, your insides are not curdled yet?
No.
So
I was enlightened by a few different people saying, "Oh my God, that's gross. How can you drink it that way?"
You had discussions all week about nog with people?
Twice. Two different people, yep. I was excited about it.
So
I
this is the mix.
About my eggnog adventures.
Well, you can always tell me. You can always tell me about your nog. And
I have bought another jug of it. We're gonna try it the right way.
Okay, what are you gonna mix with it?
I think just milk, probably to start. We'll start mild.
Try the 7-Up, or as I've been trying to get to, this is the Coke Zero eggnog mix right here. Last week I talked about this, because in my regular cup, I usually have, Coke Zero, and then I'll mix apple cider, lemonade, all of that stuff. And then it's like, oh, I should try it with the nog. Well, I didn't want to put that nog in my regular cup. So this is the Coke Zero eggnog mixture. And actually, it's pretty good.
I don't know about that.
As I take it, no, it kind of tastes almost like a float would, a root beer float or whatever.
Yeah, but root beer float would have root beer in it, not Coke Zero.
Well, no. It has
by default, it would already be better.
It has that floaty kind of floaty texture. It has the carbonation of
that makes sense.
Of the Coke Zero.
I think the eggnog actually. I think what I described it as earlier is kind of right on as far as eggnog. It's kind of like melted ice cream. Yeah, consistency wise and stuff. So I guess it would kind of be like a float.
So it's not bad. Now I'm probably not going to drink more than this one glass, but I would say it's pretty good. I'm going to go back to my 7-Up, chill that thing down really cold, and it's pretty good. But just getting festive. Got my festive Santa ho 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 shirt on right here. Rocking the Santa. The beard's getting a little bit yellowish. You're starting to get some growth, but tonight, actually, when this episode comes out, I'm getting my Santa beard retouch, getting it bleached, everything bleached again.
I can see a little brown in the eyebrows now.
That's peeking through there. So I'm getting that retouched, and just overall being festive all week. I got some Santa gigs. Well, I guess that's not till next week, but No, I got to tell this because I've been going out as Santa. I completed a bucket list, I checked off a bucket list item for my life.
Okay.
And so
this should be
I
good.
went, well, it is. For me, it was exciting. It's a little DOG-ish, little delusions of grandeur from the seasonal Santa. So I went out, I went to the Goodwill bins the other day right here in my town. And I was, kind of I was sanitized, which I needed to sanitize after the bins. Man, you get filthy at those things. I need to start wearing some gloves. I don't want to wear my white Santa gloves, but I need to wear something because they're just like...
You should just show up there one time in like a beekeeper suit, like the whole...
the hazmat suit. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea. But I got recognized as
Santa?
As Ken, as SSK promo, as a YouTube.
It's a lot less impressive if you got recognized as Santa. That's a lot of people seen Santa.
he's the the big guy is out there everywhere. You told me the other day, the same day I was at the bins, you saw us. I'll say us. The big guy Santa at the post office. The same day, but so yeah, I go to the bins and a gal walks up to me and starts talking. Well, she had recognized me from the show, from SSK promo, from she had saw me on Cat the Nurse Flipper show the first time, the Halloween show when I was on there, and so we struck up a conversation.
Show.
Yes, she was watching one of the better, one of the better. Oh,
she recognize you from this one.
She had not watched the podcast yet, but of course I pitched the podcast with her. But shout out to Jessica, a super nice lady. She has an Instagram called Thrift a Little store.
Thrift a Little
Yeah, and she was festive. She had a Christmassy shirt on and some Christmassy socks and stuff, and she was just but it was just cool. It was very kind of humbling and exciting for somebody to come up and recognize me from the show, from doing YouTube. She's from about an hour away and had found out this week. Also shout out to Aaron Rebel Junk, who told her about the bins, here. They're friends up in that area where they live. And Aaron told her, that I live around here and might see me. And so she came up and struck up a conversation and that was cool. And of course, I didn't have any stickers or anything like that to give her. I usually carry, that stuff with me, and Santa's pockets were all filled with candy canes this time, and I didn't have any of my stickers with me to give her, but I was just super excited.
First impression was not a good one. You left her without any stickers or anything.
She had no takeaway from the experience other than, having to met, the DOG, the seasonal Santa, SSK promo. But very fun. That was one of the things that I've always wondered, would I ever get recognized out at something other than like a reseller rally or a meetup or something like that, because that's all of those people are already in the YouTube community and stuff anyway. And
it's a strange feeling, isn't it? Well, for me it is. We don't like being recognized, so well, we don't mind it. It's just a different feeling. Like,
yeah,
we're not out there trying to get recognized. When somebody comes up to you and they're yelling your name, you've never met them before.
Yeah,
it's strange for us.
I thought it was fun. So shout out to Jessica. Hopefully, get to see her again or cross paths with her over at the bins or in the area. I go up to their area sometimes and do some sourcing and some thrifting, and so just really cool.
Stickers next time.
I will start to carry some of those with me. Because the fans, when the fans want, they want to take away. But they want to take away Both of them, yeah. But my mother already has stickers, and Jill already has stickers, and headshots and stuff. So, now I've got three. Now I've got three fans. Cory's gone. And man, this is almost like an episode of Ken versus 10, sitting here all by myself, being festive. Cory was having technical difficulties.
All right, we have done what we can. We have rebooted the router. The internet speed test was really bad, so
okay.
All right,
okay, I think
we're back.
Okay, was that the restart?
That was.
Okay.
We're back. Cory has bad internet.
Cory has bad internet. We cleared up. Hopefully he's a little clearer right there, that you're seeing him a little bit better. But yeah, I was finishing up there that got recognized, and that was cool. And just been a busy. I've been out being Santa all week, being festive, and it was fun. Jill and I went to the Japanese steakhouse and went in there, and it was just fun. We're going to stop. This wasn't going to be a good story. I'm sorry. We'll keep editing this all out.
That story just got amazing.
I was well, I was going to tell the story. We go to the Japanese steakhouse, and I'm kind of all Santa-fied with my Santa coat on.
Was it one of the spatula flipping type? What do they call it?
Yes.
Hibachi grill or something?
The hibachi. But they also have like a general seating side where you can order hibachi stuff, but you're not sitting at the hibachi grill. But I mean, as soon as I went in, everybody there, all the employees and stuff, they were all enamored with my whole, Santa regalia that I had on. And so we sit down at the table, and we're looking at the menu, and they have this little like teapot or whatever of soy sauce on the table. Well, we decided what we want. Jill went to move the menus over to the side, and she knocked over the soy sauce. And here it comes, like slow motion, although it wasn't very slow because it pours over the front of the table, all over my pants, all over my white Santa coat and jacket. And just made a great big mess.
I thought you meant you were in the actual, like the red suit.
Oh, no.
I have one that you wore.
Yeah, the white one with like all the Santas on it and stuff, and which doesn't, play nicely with soy sauce. No. And so I had to go like to the bathroom and trying to get all the soy sauce out of the sleeves and stuff. And in the meantime, they're mopping up the floor and they're mopping up the table. And then I get back to the table and I sit down and I scoot in kind of like the booth. Well, all the stuff had ran down the edge of the table and got all up underneath the table. Well, they didn't wipe that off. And so now I go and I got this great big old streak of soy sauce across the front of my coat again. So Jill then takes it to the bathroom and is cleaning it out. But I end up with this great big like brown stain on the front of my pants. Right in my center, right in my center area.
Where the brown stain ends up in the paint.
It is not. But we still had other errands to run. We were like, went to the Sam's Club, and we went to there's like do you guys have like Five Below stores in your area? Do you know what those are?
Five Below, and we have a lot of stores, but no. We don't.
Well, yeah, that's not weather related. It's not weather related, but everything in the store is either $5 or below. Which it seems like everything that I like that I look at in that store is the $5. And now, much like going to the Dollar Tree, like if you ever go to the Dollar Tree or the $1.25 Tree, they have that new aisle now that is like things are more than $1.25. Everything I always wanted to. Yes. If you can get bougie at the Dollar Tree.
Oh, I can.
So now we're at the Five Below. So it seems like everything I want. They do have a section there now that is more than $5. So I'm walking around and there's all, there's a lot of little kids because there's a lot of fun little stuff for kids, and here's like Santa and the kids are always like, and I got this great big brown stain all across the front of my pants. It's like, Santa, Did you have an issue there? Maybe I could blame it on the reindeer, you know.
Well, you could blame it on the last kid that sat on your lap. That's how you got it on the front side. That kid, all he wanted was some Charmin.
Yeah, he needed it too. So I spent the rest of the evening with a big old brown stain in the front of my, it doesn't do well for the Santa image. But
that sounds like a crappy day.
We were out doing some Christmas shopping and having fun. Do you have your Christmas shopping done, Cory?
No, but I've brought it up like 3 times. So
okay.
We have this passive aggressive thing we do with each other. Like, we know something needs done, so we'll bring it up like, man, we really need to do this thing.
Yes.
Without saying like, you should do it or I should get this done. It's, we really need to get this done. And then we just both ignore that it was said.
The royal we need to get this done. Yeah.
So we have still not done Christmas shopping. We know we need to do it. We just, we haven't done it yet. So we're going to put it off.
Do you do a lot of yours online, or do you go to the stores, or combination?
It depends. We do a combination. We try to go to the store at least once for part of it.
Yeah.
Just because the shopping at the store is kind of part of the whole season. That's kind of a tradition of ours, is to go do the Christmas shopping.
Okay.
But other than that one time of actually going and doing Christmas shopping, like physically getting out and doing it, whatever we don't find, even if we find nothing, we get the rest online.
Okay. Yeah, which is coming up. So what's keeping you from getting it done? Just that whole we should get it done, whatever. What'd you do with your week? That
we've been swamped all week. Like we've been full out. We took on 2 videos that were pretty big projects for our own YouTube channel, like on the Grams and Pops channel. Okay. And they don't look like big projects, I mean, from the viewer side, but the 2 videos we took on were probably 2 of the more ambitious videos.
Okay.
Just because of what we were trying to do, kind of an uncut, unedited type, well, not unedited, but like a real view of everything from picking an item out of the death pile and listing it, and all the buttons you push in eBay, and all the way through that whole process. Okay. And then we also wanted to do the back end of that, which was after something's sold, what happens then? So the whole packing side. So we recorded, I guess, a whole Monday packing day, which is our big packing day. That way we could get kind of a good sampling of all different kinds of products going out. So it ended up being a pretty big recording and editing project for us. And it took a
those will come out over on your Grams and Pops channel. Some shipping, some how to sell on eBay, almost like an evergreen sort of topics. Was that the end? That
hardly anybody will watch, but we had fun making them. They were a lot of work. One of them's already out, and one of them will be out today. So it'll be out the day before this releases. So if you're seeing this, it's already out.
Okay. Yeah, so people need to go check that out. So you did the shipping. Oh, speaking of shipping, I was asking you about doing your... So these videos that you did have nothing to do with Christmas.
Well, we did them in December. That's about as much correlation as there is, really.
Well, you said if people watch them, if they're kind of that evergreen content, if you're making, YouTube videos, that could be like a long haul sort of, over time, it gets the views. Maybe not, right away, but if people are looking for, content on how to ship stuff or how to, list stuff on eBay or whatever. It sounds pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to checking them out.
Somebody kind of complain a little bit about the fact that we use 2 cameras and go back and forth. So we tried to be accommodating and switch it up and not do that for this last video. So we decided to go with 4 cameras instead of 2. So we're helping this guy out the best we can.
So you went the whole other direction with
we doubled down
your production. Oh, that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to the edits there. You had said that it's about shipping, and I had asked you if you did your Christmas shopping yet, and you said you do some of it online. And you are running out of time, because we were talking about the USPS shipping deadlines. So for those of you that resell and or those of you that are buying Christmas presents, the This is kind of the last week of being able to realistically get a package to someone before the Christmas season, depending on, well, not the Christmas season, but before Christmas as a gift.
Yep.
So I was looking at the USPS holiday deadlines, shipping deadlines, to get stuff out there. So it looks like at the end of this week, December 16th, if you do a lot of the Ground Advantage, December 16th,
I thought that number would be worse, actually. I was surprised at the 16th. I figured that number would be worse. Ground Advantage has been fairly slow.
When you say like worse, you mean like that the deadline would have already came up, or that it would be,
or it would be a little sooner, even, yeah,
sooner than this weekend. Yep. But yeah, the USPS. I'm looking at the site here for the postal website. December 16th for USPS Ground. December 18th if you're doing priority mail, which is not very many. That's just that couple days between the two. The Ground Advantage has been kind of an advantage for us shippers with those changes that they made. First class is December 16th. Priority Mail Express, if you're getting real close, that can be December 20th. And that's for the lower 48 states, Alaska and Hawaii. Class? They still have like, it said like included greeting cards and stuff. If you were going to send out, so like just regular first class stamped, that sort of stuff, that can still go by the 16th. Alaska and Hawaii were about the same time frames. The only difference one was if you were shipping to Hawaii, the priority mail was the 16th rather than the 18th. And
if I lived in Alaska, Hawaii, and I was ordering for Christmas, I would just know that I need to order in like July.
Yes, agreed.
I think they probably just know the shipping's a little slow.
Now, I have, there are times in my shipping. Now, I did change some stuff in my shipping policies. I used to exclude Alaska and Hawaii a lot because I did a lot of flat rate sort of shipping, and those packages would go higher. And, it was kind of even though doing a straight flat rate was a win some, lose some sort of a proposition, you would lose a little more anytime you ship to those. Oh, yeah. So when the new Ground Advantage kind of policies came into effect, I started adding them because I started doing a lot more calculated shipping. And now a lot of my stuff is all calculated shipping using Ground Advantage. And I always give, I would say that too, if you are listing items this week that you think are going to sell, I always, in my policies, I always give people at least the two options of the Ground Advantage or a priority, so that that choice is in there for them to make if they want to get something quickly this time of year.
Do they?
Very, very seldom do they ever pick the priority. But so it does.
I have a question. If you're doing the calculated shipping a lot now, are you? I've heard a few other people talk about this too, and we started looking at it the other night. Are you actually passing on your discount? Did you go check the box to pass on your discount to the customer?
I do, and that is something that I kind of recently done. I'd say within the last month, when I was doing some of my shipping policies and changing a lot of those over to calculated, I did do that because it does save the customers a lot of money. Especially, kind of being on the eastern half of the United States and shipping, if you're going to ship something to the West, if they're seeing those retail rates, you are kind of out of the game when it comes to the shipping, at least from what I've seen and the numbers that I've done. I think when I changed over to that, my sales kind of increased, took a little bit of a tick up because those buyers were seeing that.
But the one thing I would have to, I guess the thing that's stopping us so far from passing that on, because we don't plan to make money on shipping. That's not part of our business model. I don't care if we make a nickel on shipping. Yeah. It's nice if you could get your material costs and packaging back, your bubble wrap and your boxes. It's nice if you make enough to cover those.
Yes.
But more importantly than that, when we started looking at it, they're charging you your standard fees on shipping as well. So you're paying 13% on your shipping that you're giving them at
Yes.
cost, which
Yeah.
we got to add that up
Well,
the other day. For us, like it's not uncommon for us to do a $300-$400 weekend in shipping costs, which
yes.
I mean, you're
That
talking
and
$40-$50 that you're taking out. That's $200 a month on just our
that you're
weekend
given to
shipping.
eBay because they're charging you the fees on the final
Right.
cost that the buyer paid to you. And if they are already paying they're paying the retail shipping costs,
Yep.
you're paying fees to eBay on that eBay
But
shipping
same
or on
if
that
they're paying
retail.
the discounted. If they're paying the discounted shipping, if you're passing on your discount, you're still paying 13% on what they pay on shipping.
Yeah,
You're
exactly.
you're losing money. You're losing $200 a month. Well, for us, we're losing an average of $200 to $300 a month if we turn that on.
If you turn it
giving away.
on,
Yeah,
how
it's costing us money.
I don't
If
understand
shipping
how that
comes up
is.
to, say at the end of the day, your shipping comes up to $100. That's
Yeah.
your cost, and that's what your customer paid.
Yes.
eBay's charging you 13% on that $100. So
Yes.
13 so you got paid $100 from the customer, but then you got to pay 13 of that back to eBay. So you're 13 bucks in the hole on that day.
Yes. Okay.
So you just lost money. You charged
Well,
less than you paid. You paid 113, the customer paid 100.
okay. I understand that.
Because you have to cover the fees.
So you would make those fees up. Okay, let's say in that same scenario, if I am not offering the customer my discount, okay,
Yep.
and let's say it's just to use that numbers. Let's say it's $100 shipping that you paid out, and that's what the customer paid you because you passed along your discounted rates.
Right.
If you had not passed along your discounted rates, let's say that those retail rates were $150 or $100 or whatever.
Yep.
I don't know what the differences are. You are paying eBay fees on that $150.
Yep.
And I guess I can see where you're going, but I'm paying the discounted rate.
Yeah, the problem is your savings on shipping that you're passing on is bigger than the percentage that you're paying for your fees. So by passing that on, you're losing money. So the percentage that you're saving that you're passing on, that percentage is bigger than 13%.
Okay. Well, I see. I see where you're saying that, but
so you went from making a few dollars on shipping to actually losing quite a bit.
So if you're paying your $100, the amount that you're paying for shipping is $100. Okay,
this is really math heavy, isn't it? We should.
It is. But we're kind of working through this, and I think it might be interesting. It's not festive. It's not festive at all. People aren't getting that good Christmassy festive vibe from it. But I think it's good. It's good thought, something to think through. Well, it is not. It is not near the Hallmark Channel. But so, okay, the $100 that you paid eBay for the shipping. Okay, that's what the shipping totals came to. And if you passed it along and the customer gave you $100 for the shipping, and then you got to pay the fees on that. If you do not have that turn
in the hole.
Okay. If you are not charging or you're not passing along the savings, the buyer had paid you, let's say the buyers paid you $150. That difference and I don't know, that number may be way too high. It may be way too low. It depends on where you're shipping and what you're shipping. Okay.
I'm guessing that's low, but I think the number
you
works
understand
for
the
example.
Numbers.
Yep.
Okay, so if it's $150 that they paid you, you have to pay eBay $150. You have to pay. It's $18.50.
$19.50 is what your fees would be on the $150 roughly.
Okay, so you are making a little bit there.
You'd be
You
making
are
$30.50. Something like, you'd be making around $30 on shipping.
okay. Now, we had talked there, and of course, in my business model, I'm not trying to make money off of shipping. That's I want to
I'm just
pass that
trying not to
along.
lose
Now,
any.
let me ask you this. Well, let me go this direction. Is if I am not passing along the discount and I sell 10 items that week or that day or that whatever it is. If I am passing along the shipping because the buyers are looking at that, especially the ones that are a little farther away, and I sell 15 or 20 items because I am passing along that discount, those buyers are seeing that cheaper shipping. And when I did change that to the calculated and I did pass along my savings to them, I seen a tick up in sales. So am
at
I
that point
offsetting?
your total cost is selling below market value. So essentially you're selling for less. You're making less. The bottom line is less. So in essence, it'd
How
be
is it?
like undercutting the market an extra 12%.
How is it? How is it less?
Because the total cost to the customer is less. You're giving them a discount, which is why they buy more.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a marketing cost is kind of how you're figuring it in.
Okay. Yeah, that's a pretty deeper. It does, but I would want to see the numbers. I would rather. I don't know. Maybe this is a juvenile thing to say, but I would rather make more sales, get more eyes on my stuff because my shipping was less and move along. I don't see it exactly where I'm losing more money by offering them a discount if I'm selling more. Because there are two separate numbers. There's two separate numbers in the what I am selling versus that shipping cost or that 13% on that. Sometimes that shipping difference can be a lot. If I'm shipping out west and I'm not giving that discount, I'm almost guaranteed that these people aren't even looking at my items because the shipping is so high. When you get into something that's $15, $17, $20 to ship it out west, where when I'm offering the discount, it's $10, $13 and they can save that money, they're probably going to buy my item.
I think it would depend on what the item is too. If you've got something that there's one or two of on all of eBay, people are going to pay whatever it takes to ship it. They don't care because they can't just go get it from somewhere local or have it shipped from somewhere close.
Exactly.
But I guess our thing is if we're going to switch over, which is kind of what got us looking at it, we were thinking about switching over. I think we would have to go through and reprice our inventory if we were going to do it. When we price something right now, we typically price bottom of the market. We price it all the way down, maybe $1 cheaper than everybody else. That's how we move stuff. Yep. We move stuff and we move it fast. And we price it at the bottom.
Yeah.
If we priced it at the bottom and then we also lost $200 a month on our shipping, that pricing model no longer, that's Whatnot. We'll just move to Whatnot. That pricing model doesn't work anymore. We would have to raise something.
Yeah. Those are numbers. That's a little deep for this conversation, and maybe we can work through some of that actual math and in the back, off air, and we can talk to it. But it's very interesting
when we're not boring everyone to death with math.
Yeah, exactly. Of how if you are selling more, how are you losing money? That is a concept that doesn't register with me. If I am selling more because I'm offering a better rate at shipping and I am moving more products out, how am I losing money? You are gaining money by
I don't think you're looking at that right. I'm not saying you're losing money. Well, you're leaving money on the table. You're losing money on shipping. 100%. There's nothing. I mean, the math speaks for itself. You are losing money on shipping. You're not losing money overall. You're using That's like saying if you're just paying for advertising, and you take that out of context, and that's all that's happening, then technically you're losing money on advertising because everything else doesn't matter. There's lots of factors in this that do matter. So you're not losing money overall. You're making more sales, and you're using it as kind of a marketing.
I expect when we readdress this at some point, Corey, I want pie charts, I want graphs, I want numbers, I want to see it because weigh in down in the comments, because a lot of times in this community,
I'm curious to see
what
the math
other people's takes on it. Because as you started to explain that, it was making sense to me of, if you're offering that shipping, but you're paying the fees on it. But it seemed to me that you were offsetting the fees by charging somebody higher shipping. But if you're paying fees on the higher shipping, it kind of, my brain, it's like I got a pretzel in my brain. I'm all twisted up.
Well, that part of it is the part that makes sense to me. So I think the math is okay on that side, but I am really curious to get to the bottom of the math, which we haven't yet. We're still looking at it. That's why we were discussing it. I think it puts you upside down, which is fine if that's what you're planning to do, if that's how you're planning to do it and run it as a discount. If we were going to, we would reprice our items though, because yes, we could move a lot more, but we already move a lot and we're happy with that. We still want to get the most out of our products that we can. I mean, currently, even with our higher shipping and not passing on the discount, we are still the lowest price on eBay for everything we sell. Yeah. We include the calculated shipping, the high side of that, and put it into our price, and we still undercut the market. We are the lowest, so there's no reason for us to lose money on shipping as well. So that's kind of what we're trying to figure out.
I'm an average kind of price across the board when I look at do the sold comps and stuff. Never the lowest guy, but I'm never the highest guy. I'm right in there. And when I do promotions and I do sales and all of that stuff, when I do a sale, I'm probably the low guy. But when I'm not doing a sale, I'm middle of the pack, that sort of thing. And everybody has a different opinion on that. And that's the one thing that's good, is everybody can run their business what works for them. You're obviously moving a lot of products right now by being the lowest and not offering that shipping discount. What I would like to see is those numbers. If you did start offering that shipping discount, would you sell more and move more stuff along? Obviously, right now, your buyers are happy paying
I don't think there's a question.
The retail rate. Would. Yeah. And where do those numbers
make as much money? We would make
less. I got to see that. And I'm not a math guy. That's been proven on here. I'm not necessarily a businessy guy. I do this as a business, and I'm not looking into all of the numbers and stuff constantly. Basically, my important number to me is what was my payout that week.
I guess that's the disconnect that we're having. Yeah. Technically, we would make more money. So what you're saying is you would make more because you sell more. You're making less per item. So our profit margin would be less. That's probably the right way to say it.
Okay.
Our profit margin would be significantly less, but we would make more money total because we'd be doing considerably more sales, because we're at the bottom, and then we're going to drop another percentage that we're giving our shipping away and losing the 13% on our shipping. So we would probably make more profit. It would just be at a significantly lower margin.
Can anybody that's watching, I wonder if you'd come over to the YouTube side and watch Ken's eyes glaze over. Sometime all I can do is sit here and just drink some nog with Coke Zero in it.
You re-spiked that with rum, didn't you?
Okay. Yeah, I need a little.
We don't have to dig any deeper on that.
Are you going to discuss that on Cat the Nurse Flipper show this Tuesday, tomorrow night? When you're on there, I don't think
you get to pick the topics. I think they just ask questions and you're on the hot seat to answer. So
I wonder if you. So I brought that up because tomorrow evening we got a lot going on this week. Between the two of us, you are on Cat the Nurse Flipper show tomorrow night, Tuesday, which would be the 12th. I am recording an episode with the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast. Man, I am super excited. My best friend, Caleb, the Old Paths, and I think Chris will be there too. Chris, the old school picker. I'm sure he'll probably
still
be that.
kicking around over there.
But I'm recording an episode with them this week. I'm super excited about that. But we also have the Holiday Live Tour, the 3rd edition, the Christmas edition, which is always fun and exciting. We got a super fun guest that's going to be with us. We'll start pitching that show. After this one comes out, we'll start, check our Instagram, both mine and, SSK Promo and Grams and Pops Vintage, as well as the Reseller Clickbait podcast. Check that IG. We'll be putting that out, who the guest is. We've got games. We're doing Christmas trivia. We're going to do we got prizes. We're going to give away prizes again. I always love, I'm going to call them presents rather than prizes because it's Christmas. We're going to be giving out presents on the show. And
presents. Are we going to gift wrap? Didn't we talk about that last time? If we gift wrap or not, if someone asks us, we should gift wrap.
Yeah, we did. Ones. Maybe I will. The ones that are actually sent out, I will gift wrap them personally with my perfectly square because probably this week I'll be getting out my wrapping table, my custom built wrapping table that I keep promising that I'm going to make a video about, showing that and what I did and what I made. But I'll be getting that set up this week to start wrapping I haven't done all of my Christmas shopping yet, and I need to get that done as well. But I'm still decorating. Well, no, actually, Santa wraps his own stuff because he gets a little bit particular. He gets a little bit OCD in his, the DOG has OCD. How about that?
Yeah, you wouldn't want me wrapping. I can tell you that. So I would trust your wrapping skills over mine.
Well, I know we've talked about your wrapping,
like, packaging, not like
not my beatbox. How was that again?
I don't think I could. I don't want to spit on the screen
here. I love that. So
does that make up for the shipping talk? I apologize.
Well,
everyone.
no, I think that's very interesting stuff, and everybody has a different take on how they do their business. I am interested to see those numbers because it's like, sure, if I pass those discounts along, I'm going to sell more items and I'm going to make more money. But you're telling me if I sell more items, I'm going to lose money, and that's that's interesting to me.
No, I think
we're going to leave it at that.
Money. You're just going to do it at a smaller profit margin.
Okay. So weigh in down in the comments on that. Check us out this Thursday, the 14th. It is at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
I'm going to bring my math to the Christmas show. We're gonna get to the bottom.
Yes, we're gonna. We'll have our guests, weigh in as well on how their shipping policies. But yeah, that's some of the stuff we were going to talk about Q1 coming up. Because, everything's Q4 all the time, and everybody's excited about that. But Q4, basically, within this week, with sales with those holiday deadlines and stuff, we're just about done. So maybe next episode, we will address more of that, the Q1 frenzy that comes up.
I'm excited to be
in the new year. Really?
I am. We could put all this Christmas nonsense behind us. We could get back to the day-to-day.
Okay, everyone. We're getting rid of that non-festive nonsense right there. And so join us Thursday night, 8 p.m., Reseller Clickbait Podcast, and we will catch you next week. Have a good day, everyone.